The ending. The ending. Where it's like the unexplained, like the emoji. Anyway, it's bomb. Why nobody tell me? Like, I am so late. But I gave this one a try and it wasn't too bad. But it did. I almost turned it off. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hey, what's up? My name is Shayla Kimani. That's how you pronounce it. Also, if you're new here, I make content about natural / curly hair. I do daily vlogs. I'm 22 and I'm working my first full-time job. So if you like any content in that range or you want to subscribe to me because you're in the same boat, I make relatable content. So basically lifestyle content as well. And then I also do a little bit of Netflix recommendations on the side. If you're interested in any of that content, then come be my friend and subscribe. You know, you're welcome. And it's a fun time up there, you know. I always say subscribe if you like good vibes. You're lame if you don't like good vibes. I'm sorry. I said it. Anyways, with all that being said, let's get into this video, the reason why y'all clicked. So today's video is going to be a mix of movies and TV shows. What should we start with first? Okay, heads would be movies. Hey Siri, flip a coin. So number one, I'm starting off with a banger, and this one is called Midnight Mass. When I tell y'all, Midnight Mass is good, like 10 out of 10 on just a good plot level, 10 out of 10 on the creepy and spookiness of it. It is like the perfect fall show to watch, and I will put the cover of it and this how many seasons it has on the screen for y'all as always. But Midnight Mass is definitely a favorite on this list. I'm not gonna say it's straight up horror, but it's a little bit scarier than thriller to me anyway. I might just be a wimp, but just watch it for yourself, you know, just see how you feel. Speaking of You, the next show I have is You, specifically season 3. Season 3 was bomb. I don't think they could top season 3. Let me tell, the writing was phenomenal. Like, y'all, when I tell you season 1 and 2 wasn't even that good, I'm like, they must have got new writers or something, because season 3 was so much better, like way better than the first 2 seasons. Just skip straight to season 3. You really don't need the first 2 seasons. You might be a tad confused, but not really, because it doesn't stem too much from it. You season 3 is really, really good. And I don't want to spoil nothing. Just watch it. Alright, so the third show I have is called The Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window. Now, why did I name that show that? I'm gonna have it on the screen. I'm not saying it again. That show is very good, starring Kristen Bell and Michael Ealy. He's in it as well. I was pleasantly surprised. Like, it may be just a tad bit slow in the beginning, and I mean, when I mean a tad bit, I mean like the time, it's really not that slow. But you just give it a second, you know what I mean? It is worth it if you just stick it out and watch the whole thing. The ending. The ending. Comment down below if y'all watch that show. Comment down below how you felt about the ending. My mind was blown, okay? Like, it was crazy. It was so good. Okay, the next show I'm gonna recommend. Child? Okay. The next show I'm gonna recommend is like obvious. It's like, girl, why you even mentioning this show? Like, duh, everybody done watched it, everybody done moved on. But if you are like me and you haven't watched this show until this year, then you should watch Stranger Things. I know, do not come for me in the comments, okay? I tried to watch Stranger Things like some years ago when I was in high school, couldn't get into it, don't know why. I was lame back then, maybe. I watched it again this year with my boyfriend, and let me tell y'all, Stranger Things is bomb. Why nobody tell me? Stranger Things is so good. Like, I am so late. I'm beyond late. That's why I say, if you're like me and you have not watched this yet, please watch it. I'm telling you, it's worth the hype. Everything you hear about Stranger Things is true. It lives up to its name. I think that one has 4 seasons. And it's kind of sad because they're coming out with season 5, which is going to be the last season ever. And that kind of makes me sad because, like, when we were binging that show, it was kind of like fun. It was a vibe, you know. But watch Stranger Things, you won't be disappointed. And it's like, that is like the most perfect show for fall. spooky season. Oh yeah. Yeah. Alright, the next two shows I'm gonna recommend are like docu-series. If you're not into that, I'm sorry, but I am. So again, this is everything that I have personally watched. So I'm just, just trying to give y'all my tea. It's called The Unexplained with William Shatner. Which is like the unexplained. Like the emoji. Anyway, yeah, The Unexplained. It has very interesting stories about people and occurrences all over the world, and like no one can explain these odd happenings and why they're happening, and like it just doesn't make sense. Like to the natural mind, it doesn't make sense. So it's very interesting. I'm into that kind of thing, or like, mystery or something that's not adding up. It just makes you really think about the world we're living in. And the next docu-series is called Unsolved Mysteries. There is one specific episode in this show that F's me up to this day. Sorry for lack of better word. I don't be cussing, y'all. But this one F's me up. I'm gonna just say it like that. Because, and I'm gonna put the specific episode on the screen because the math ain't mathing till this day. I watched this episode twice. I want to answer to it so bad. And that's the only thing about this show that gets me, is because it's like, I be wanting like answers at the end of the episode and I forget it's called Unsolved Mysteries, so there really is no like satisfaction to like the end of the story. And I get mad every time I turn it on because I'm like, why did I do this to myself? So hopefully they come out with like a season maybe some years later that I have like solved, and it have the episode and just say solved. I will click so fast. So fast. And the last show I have for y'all is also very popular. You know it. Black Mirror. Black Mirror is very good. It's creepy. It's strange. It's thriller. It's dark. It gives Stephen King vibes. I believe Stephen King, something wrong with that man. Somebody need to examine his mind, because we're going to talk about him later. But Black Mirror is very good. It's like a high-tech, futuristic type of show as well, which I think is cool. Try Black Mirror out. It's a bunch of different episodes, and you don't have to watch it in order or anything. Those episodes have nothing to do with each other. It's just like one big bundle. You can start at the very end. You can start in the middle. Don't matter. So those are all the TV shows I have for y'all. Now let's switch over to the movies. So the first movie I have is called The Vanished, and this movie was very good. Again, a bomb twist at the end. You're gonna be like, I know you lying to me, like this whole time, type of thing. So Vanished was really good. Again, don't want to spoil anything. Just watch it for yourself. This next movie is called Fractured. Fractured was so good. I'm gonna give Fractured like 11 out of 10. I might be hyping it, but I thought it was very, very good. Like, the twist that these people be coming up with at the end, I'm telling y'all, like, these some bomb writers. Fractured, another really good one. This next one is kind of like playful, for the kids or whatever. I just watched this the other night, actually. But it is Monster House, a classic, a fall Halloween classic. This one is just like a little playful, spooky type of movie if you want to have like a good laugh, but the imagery in the movie is definitely like gloom and like fall. The trees are like all orange and yellow. The pictures in this movie gets me in the fall spirit alone, so it's just very, something about it. And it kind of reminds me of my childhood, so it gives me like a warm, fuzzy feeling, even though the movie used to scare the crap out of me when I was little, but it's funny now. Alright, number 4, we have What Happened to Monday. I don't know if this movie is popular. I feel like it might be a little popular, but I feel like it's still kind of like unknown to a lot of people. But What Happened to Monday was very good. It was like a futuristic, like different society type of movie. It was crazy. It was just crazy. A lot of action in it. This is a good action movie. I love me some action, It's funny because I actually watched this movie when I was a senior in high school. We had a film study class, and this movie was like so fun to watch with my friends in class. Like, that was the best class ever. The next one is one that I recently watched, and it's called Things Heard and Seen. This one is definitely more on the paranormal side, and y'all, listen. I don't do spirits and ghosts. I like thriller and mystery. I may dabble in it a little bit, because it's October, but I don't like to play with it that much because it play on your mind. I don't want to deal with all that. Keep them spirits away from me, okay? None of these movies are straight up like horror, but this one is probably the closest to it. No, I lied. Only 2 of these are like, never mind. I keep lying. But I gave this one a try, and it wasn't too bad, but it did. I almost turned it off. Let me reel it back because I love Jesus over here. But no, that one is pretty good. That's also like a mystery in itself, you know. Husband and wife move into a new town. Their house is creepy. You do the math. The next one I have is called Dangerous Lies. And this one is pretty good. It's like a thriller mystery as well. And they're also in a new creepy house. That one is starring my girl from Riverdale, Veronica. I can't think of her real name. I'm so sorry. And yeah, Dangerous Lies is pretty good. The next one is called In the Tall Grass. This movie is written by Stephen King, and of course, like I said, you need to examine his mind because his movies don't necessarily scare me, but they're just something about them is disturbing. It's eerie. It's just disturbing. I don't know what it is. So yeah, In the Tall Grass was definitely interesting. It had some good twists in there. It was a mess. It was crazy. It was crazy. If y'all love Stephen King, that's a good one to watch. The next movie I have is called Intrusion. This one is also about like a married couple, you know, in the house. What's up with these houses? This one is very good. It's like it's kind of slow in the beginning, but then you start to see like it picks up, you know. But the ending was very good. It had a good twist in it, you know. So the last recommendation I have for y'all, and this one is definitely more on the horror side, and it is called The Boy. The Boy came out years ago. I think it was like 2016. And when it first came out, I went to go see it in the movie theaters with my cousins. It was funny in the theaters because everyone was like yelling out stuff and like making it funny and like less scary and everything. But the movie was actually pretty creepy. But it's basically about this porcelain doll boy. And I'm just gonna leave it right there. And they're once again in a creepy house. It's like, is a scary movie really a scary movie without a creepy house at this point? But yeah, y'all, there's also The Boy 2. I haven't watched it yet. I might watch it. Since The Boy 1 was pretty good, I'm pretty sure the sequel is gonna be just as good. But yeah, y'all, those are all the recommendations I have for this spooky season. If you watched any of these shows and movies I recommended, let's talk about them in the comments. Like, try not to spoil too much, but you know what? If you haven't seen anything, just don't go to the comments because you might see a spoiler. But I want to talk about it because some of these endings, like, we gotta talk about it. Let me know what y'all think. Some of these endings was crazy, and like, I just gotta talk about it with somebody. So before we go, can we just talk about my hair growth? If you've been watching me for a while, yo, I got a bob now. Who? Let's look at the back. Okay, I just had to point that out. All right. And yeah, y'all, don't forget to like, comment, and click that subscribe button if you want to, if you like me. Again, if you like good vibes. And I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.